stay tuned because for the next 60 minutes, Motorsports Unlimited is on the air. Hi, I'm Jerry Bryant, and these are the lovely ladies of Motorsports. And all this hour, we're going to have 60 minutes of action-packed excitement. All kinds of exciting things will happen. And we got the famous Bill Wildt, and we got all kinds of other good stuff that's happening all this hour. Motorsports Unlimited, 60 minutes of non-stop action. So let's go to the studio right now, huh?
Thanks, Jerry, and hi, everybody. Welcome to the studio headquarters of Chicagoland's most watched, most talked about Access television series. I'm Bill Wildt, and this is the 1364th edition of Motorsports Unlimited. As we explained before, we're trying to digitize and preserve some classic episodes of Motorsports Unlimited while we still can. This one was shot in 1992, some 22 years ago. Its point was to show anyone can drag race, and we mean anyone. See if you don't agree by the end of the show, and maybe you'll give it a try yourself. Paul Schultz, you're on.
Hi everybody, I'm Paul Schultz, and welcome to the hottest show on television. This is the 294th edition of Motorsports Unlimited. We're coming to you almost live from Chicagoland, the birthplace of American auto racing. I'm sure you remember last spring we taught two of our lovely ladies, Alison Damore and Kim Carlson, how to drag race. And towards the end of that lesson, Alison said she wants to do it in a faster car. Well, we got a call from part of drag racing's elite. The PRIOLA brothers from Berkeley, Illinois offered their cars. It was an opportunity we couldn't pass up. The PRIOLAs have top flight equipment. It ranges from their 14-second tow car to an awesome 10-second Camaro. The question was, could Alison handle them? Today we're going to find out, but that's not all. We're also going to teach a very frightened Kim Donahue and our newest edition, Jo DeMarco, how it's done. And that's not all. We're also going, well, before we run out of time, perhaps we better join Bill and the girls for Adventures in Racing at Great Lakes Dragaway in Union Grove, Wisconsin.
Well, Kim Donahue, I apparently have you scared to death today. Am I right?
A little, yeah.
Okay, now here's my question. Why are you concerned? You were out here the last time when Alison and Kim Carlson did this, right?
Yeah, it's easier to watch than it is to do it. I mean, if Alison was nervous, and Alison is never nervous, imagine me.
But you've seen it now.
I've seen it, but Bill, I was nervous coming up here on the expressway.
That's true. But as I told you before, anyone can drag race. If you can drive a car 2 blocks, you can drag race. In fact, if you've driven a car from a dead stop and gone 2 blocks, that is a drag race. I mean, do you understand? There's nothing more to it than that.
This is true.
Okay, you see, this is going to be fun today, and we haven't really quite explained to our audiences what we're going to do yet, but I've got to explain to the girls. Now, hold on. We've got our brand new girl on our show, although we can't really say brand new anymore. Jo DeMarco, you've been with us for a while. You have no idea what we're going to do today.
I haven't the faintest idea, except from what I've seen from the tape, which really thrilled me. I'm excited.
Okay, what we're going to do today, if the audience will notice, Jo DeMarco has a car that is almost identical to Kim Donahue's. And if you know anything about cars, you know that these are both Chrysler product cars, even though one is put out by Plymouth, one is put out by Dodge. But they're literally identical cars, identical platforms, with the exception that Jo DeMarco has a turbocharged version and Kim's isn't turbocharged. And we want to show the difference between a turbocharged version and a non-turbocharged version as far as the performance, as well as enjoying these two girls learning how to drag race. Is that about?
That's about right.
Okay, are you looking forward to it?
Absolutely. I was thinking about it all week.
Okay, well, this is going to be fun. You'll see. Now, let me get down here. We've got our veteran, our drag racing veteran, Alison Damore.
Top eliminator. Get it right, Bill.
Top eliminator. You were the top eliminator, but you did confess to me that you're a little bit nervous.
Oh, I'm a lot nervous. See, I mean, we're talking entirely different cars than just driving my own.
Well, we haven't told the audience that yet, but you even said that you're a little nervous about doing yours again.
Not really on that one.
Okay, because we're going to...
I got to admit, I'm a little more gutsy today.
You're a little more gutsy today. Now, let me explain to our audience that Alison was the girl, if you didn't see the previous show, that we actually ended up our top eliminator. Her and Kim Carlson brought their cars up to Union Grove Drag Strip. I keep saying Union Grove. It's Great Lakes Dragaway during the spring, and we actually taught you guys how to race, put you through the procedure and all that.
And I won.
And you won. You ended up being top eliminator. And she said on the show that one of the things that she wants to do is drive a race car. Am I right?
A tryout with a real race car.
With a real race car. Okay, now a couple of things are going to happen here. And just one moment. I see Broadway Bob coming into the picture. Bob, come on over here. We're just explaining to the audience what we're doing here today. And Broadway Bob, of course, is the person that literally scratched this place out of the raw ground some, 35 years ago, Bob?
37 years this year.
Is it that long now? 37 years?
We started building it in 1954, opened it in 1956.
Okay, and this is Broadway Bob Metzler.
I want to remind our audience,
That's
this
correct.
material was
Nobody knows
originally shot
Right,
in
every time
1992.
they say,
Sadly,
Mr. Metzler or
Broadway
Metzler,
Bob
they
has
look for
since
my
passed
father.
away.
Isn't that
Hey,
the truth?
I'm just a kid here.
Okay, we're just explaining to the audience what we're doing here today, that we've got two of our girls that have identical cars, except one of them is a turbocharged version, one of them is not, and neither of the girls have ever drag raced, and we're going to teach them how and demonstrate the difference in performance between a turbocharged car and a non-turbocharged car, same model. But in addition to that, we've got Alison Damore, who was the top eliminator out here at the spring, top eliminator among our two girls that we brought. She was the top eliminator in the spring, but she made the comment on the program that she wanted to drive a real race car now that she had done it. So a couple of our viewers called and said, we'll make our cars available. So we're going to put Allison, and we're going to talk to those in a minute. Wait a
Do
minute.
they really know what they're getting into?
Well, I'm not so sure, but we're going to find out in a minute. But there's one thing I wanted to talk to you about first. And by the way, I've got to tell our audience, Bob is after me. Everybody knows that Broadway Bob's biggest shows of the year are Memorial Day and Labor Day. These are spectacular things every year he wants us to come up and do them, and every year we don't do them, because I really want to show the audience that this is for everybody. And those are real big shows with real big stars and all that stuff. But I'm telling you something, Brad, I'm right on this. You would not believe the number of people that have called us and told us they didn't know that drag racing was for everybody.
Not only is it for everyone, but you mentioned about teaching these here girls or leaving them race. There really is not much to teach.
Exactly.
All you have to do, you drive a car. As long as you know how to drive, you pull up by the starting line. The light goes on to show that you're staged. The orange lights ring down, which is called a Christmas tree. 3 orange lights and the green light, and you leave on the green light.
What I have said is if you can drive a car 2 blocks, you can drag race.
That's right. The actual track, the timing distance is a 1/4 mile. The track is 60 foot wide. That means you got a 30-foot lane for yourself and 30 foot for your opponent. There's only 2 vehicles, and they're both going the same way.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I want to do one of these days, if I could ever put this all together, and it's a matter of finding the right people, I would love to find a group of parents whose perhaps teenage youngster has expressed an interest in racing, and they're scared and they're nervous about it. And I'd love to get perhaps a half a dozen groups of parents that are concerned about their youngsters drag racing and bring them out here and teach them how to drag race. Not the kids, the parents. I think that would really relieve their minds, and they'd find out what this is all. Do you agree that would be a good show?
Right, and you know, somebody can learn to drag race really in about less than 5 minutes.
You're exactly right, and there's really nothing to be afraid of and nothing to be concerned of, and that's what we want people to know.
There's no crashing, no banging, no turns, nobody bumping into you, no nothing.
Right, no contact.
If you notice all the beautiful cars that are raced here, for example, the ones that these girls are going to drive, and all the gorgeous painted up cars in the pits, they don't even want anybody touching their cars, much less ever thinking of bumping them.
Right, okay, now what I'd like you to do is to stay right here, because I'm going to come back to you, and I want to get Allison and introduce her to the cars that she's going to be driving. Allison, come down here with me. We'll be right back, Bob. Please don't run away. Now,
You're going to introduce me to
What?
these brave souls?
these brave souls. Now, what we did with Allison, first of all, come on over here. First of all, you are
Dan PRIOLA.
Dan. You called and said, hey, that girl on your show said that she wanted to drag race a faster car. My brother and I have cars of varying degrees of speed. What have we got here?
It's a 1969 Chevelle SS 396.
Okay, and this car turns what?
I'd say it should run 1450s today because it's nice and cool out.
Okay,
What
Allison.
does that mean speed-wise?
Okay, now forget about the speed for a moment. We don't care about that. But what I want you to know is that your car was kind of an 18-second car, high 17s, 18-second car. Now you're going to be dropping down into a 14 or mid 14-second car. And part of what I want to do today is I want the audience to become familiar with our lingo. And when somebody says to somebody that we've got a 13-second car or a 12-second car or an 11-second car, that probably doesn't mean anything to you.
Absolutely nothing.
I want the public to understand what it does mean. Now, this is a 14-second car, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you can handle this one, if things go well, you can handle it?
No problem.
Okay, if that goes well, guys, let's go down here. Allison, step on out. Dan, join me, because I understand your brother is in the line right now, so we've got to kind of wing this thing. Let's see what Allison's going to drive if you end up being able to do that one. This is going to be fun. Now this, just a minute, Christine, this really looks like a weapon here.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, this really looks something. Allison, come on over here now. Dan, Tell us, what have we got here?
Well, this is it's an SS 454 Camaro now.
Okay.
LS7.
Okay, and how fast is it? How quick is this one?
I got a 1088 out of it just about 3 weeks ago here.
Okay, so we are talking about then going, if she can handle the 14-second car, we're talking about maybe dropping down to a 10-second car. And you, by the end of the day, and I hope our audience is too, you're going to know what it means when we get excited about a car that's a 10-second car, an 11-second car. And when somebody walks up to you and tells you they've got an 8-second car and they're on the street, you can say, hey, get out of here. Now, we've got one more thing here, and I don't know if we're going to be able to use this or not. First of all, don't run away. You are.
Joe PRIOLA.
Joe, step over just out over here. Now wait, Joe, this is the brother. Oh, there's 3 brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was only 2. So you're one of the brothers, and you also drag race?
Yes.
All 3 of you?
Yeah.
Now, what have you got?
I have a 71 SS Chevelle. It has a 454 in it too.
And what does it turn?
I just made a run 10 minutes ago. I went 1185. The best time's 1168 with it.
Okay, so we've got an 11-second car, a 14-second car, and a 10-second car. And Alison, we're going to see what you can handle, and one way or the other, by the end of the day, we're going to end up explaining to our audience what that means as far as those ETs. And you guys have all volunteered this, right?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you guys know what you guys know what you're in for,
I
right?
got excited. He just told me they're all automatic. That makes me one less thing I got to think about while I'm out there.
Alison, believe me, you're going to be busy out there, guys. This is going to be fun. Bob, you get the idea of the show?
Oh, sure, and I love this because this is going to show people that lovely ladies, old men like myself, anybody can drag race.
Anybody can drag race, and you really owe it to yourself to find out what your vehicle will turn and all that. So, folks, this is going to be fun. By the way, Joe, are you cold?
Not yet. Don't worry. I'll let you know when I'm cold.
Okay, because Kimmy, are you cold or nervous?
I'm too nervous to be cold.
Okay, now I got to give Chris a job here because Chris isn't going to have many jobs today because, as our regular viewers know, Chris can't drive a car, so I can give you this job.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Bill says when you go to a drag strip, the first step is sign up. I was anxious to see what that was all about.
Now, Alison, you must remember this part, right?
Oh, sure. I'm anxious to. It's going to be a refresher for me, and I'm kind of excited to see what their reaction is when they finally get to do it.
Yeah, me too. And Kimmy, what do we have to do here first?
We have to sign in.
And why do we do that? Oh, you got to pay attention to this. Joe, why do you think you signed in?
To alleviate the people who own the track of any responsibility, should we kill ourselves or someone else? Or
Yeah, you've got it exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you sign this thing, if you notice on there, it says, I have read this release, and you have to sign right over that.
Right.
Right? That's to relieve the track of the responsibility.
Correct, sir.
Okay, so that's part of this sport, too, that when you come out here, it's totally safe, in my opinion. It has just a wonderful safety record and all that. But part of what you have to do is you do have to sign a release. Get the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, where do we go from here?
Tech inspection?
That's exactly right. And Kim, what do they do there?
They check your car.
For what?
It's safe.
To make sure it's safe, you bet. So they'll take a look at the 3 girls' cars, make sure it's safe. We'll be ready to go. All 3 of you, tell the camera.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
After sign up, it's off to the tech inspection lane.
All right, Chris, you remember this from last time, right?
Yeah.
What are we going to do here?
Tech inspection.
To make sure the cars are safe, right?
Right.
Because this is not something we have to worry about them being legal for a class, because they're not going to run classes.
Right. We just want to make sure they have seat belts and things like that, I'm sure.
I'm sure that's what it is. Let me step over here. First of all, you are.
Steve Bull,
Where are you from, Steve?
Summers, Wisconsin.
What do you basically do here when people show up with absolutely standard passenger cars? I would imagine it's a different kind of a tech inspection if somebody shows up with a top fuel rail.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Basically, we just want to make sure they have their seatbelts, of course, and just look under the hood and make sure all the equipment is in place and there's no oil leaks or fluid leaks of any kind.
Okay, let's do it. Let's run down here real quick and take a look. We've already got the hood open on Joe DeMarco's car. What do you think? Is she okay?
Well, this car looks great. It looks like it's practically brand new still. I see nothing leaking. Just a little bit of oil there, but it's nothing that would be a problem on the track. Everything is fine.
Okay, now let's go down to the next girls. And hers, by the way, happens to be turbocharged. Now, does that make any difference to you guys? Because the one behind her is a non-turbocharged
No,
version.
that's no problem whatsoever.
Okay, let's go on down here. Kimmy, the pressure is on now. Is your car going to pass?
Sure it will.
Okay, now how do you open your hood? Do you have an inside release?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to open it up for you and have a look. And again, you're basically looking for something like if there's oil or water leaking so it doesn't get on the racetrack?
Right. We want to keep that track as safe as possible.
Absolutely. Go ahead and take a look.
I guess the jet engine won't work.
What's that?
I guess the jet engine that I put in won't work then.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to tell the audience something. Kim is real serious about this. She's got a long face. I keep telling her that she cannot beat Jo DeMarco because Jo DeMarco has a turbocharged version. You're not willing to accept that.
I'm upset. I am not accepting that she will beat me because she's going to red light.
Okay.
What was that? Wait, I missed it. I heard my name and I had to come running over.
We were talking about the fact that you've got a turbocharged version and hers is normally aspirated, and she's not really willing to accept that she's going to get beat.
Kim, there are some things in life that you just got to accept.
What do you think?
Oh, it looks great. Just like the other car. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll be fine for going down the track.
Let's go look at Allison's. Now this one would probably be a real fooler. Allison, you should know that Allison happens to be our top eliminator here. This one has a mid-engine.
I'm in the back.
Do you know how to do this, Allison? Yeah. Believe it or not, I had to show Allison how to open what I guess we could call.
I had no idea my engine was in the back.
It's unbelievable what people do. Now, what do you think?
Well, here again, the engine looks great. I see no leaks and everything is in place as it should be.
Okay, and they've all got seat belts and we've got helmets for everybody and all that, so we're ready to go?
We're ready to race.
Okay, so they passed inspection. Now, normally, if they had already made time runs, you'd put a time on their window, but we're just going to put the word Motorsport on each one of the girls' windows so the announcer knows what we're doing, right?
Right.
Okay, thanks a lot. Allison, why don't you tell the camera?
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Okay, I admit it, I'm very nervous. Before we go any further, let's meet the girls on today's show.
Hi, I'm Chris Schutz.
I'm Jo DeMarco.
I'm Kim Donahue.
And I'm Alison Damore.
Thank you, girls. After sign-up and tech inspection, Bill wanted to explain the starting lights, or as drag racers call it, the Christmas tree.
Okay, real quick now, with all the noise and everything, I know this is going to be hard to understand. Kim and Jo, you guys are brand new. Allison, you can listen too. I want you to turn around and look at the lights behind us. I'm going to step out of the way of the lights. You see what the cars are doing? The car on this side now is totally staged. And he's waiting for the car on the other side. Now the other one is staged. Now the yellow lights come down and go. Now look at the other guy red lighted. You see the other guy red lighted, the guy in the opposite lane? That means that he went before the green light came on.
So he's disqualified, his time doesn't count.
That's right, he loses that round. You're an automatic loser if you red light, if you go too early. Now, do you understand what you have to do when you come up to the line?
Right?
Kimmy?
Yeah, I do.
Are you nervous?
I have a headache.
Jo, are you nervous?
I'm excited.
Okay, Allison, what do you think? You ready?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, and Chris, turn around and look at the camera. Tell the camera.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
You can only explain for so long, then it's time to actually try it. Bill decided to ride with Kim as she races me on our first pass.
I'm scared. That's what I am. Should I wait until they go first?
No.
I don't know what to say. I'm as nervous as it is. Okay, now where am I going? Oh, great.
You know what to do now, right?
I know what to do. It's
In the
just.
middle of the lane,
Yeah, I know.
and watch those two top lights.
Okay. I got one.
Watch this.
Okay, now I got both of them. Now I'm nervous.
Ready to go.
Oh my God.
Let's hold it down until you go through the tracks.
The cones?
Yeah, until you go through the
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
My turbocharged Plymouth Sundance, as Bill predicted, was easily the faster car. But before we get to that, let's join Bill and Kim on the return road.
Slow down now. Slow down. Slow way down. Slow down. Step on the brakes. Way down.
Now where am I going?
You make a left turn right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need the air conditioning.
Open your window.
Woo! Wrong one.
Are you nervous, Kimmy?
Oh my God, I just worked up a big sweat.
Was it fun?
It was fun, but oh, I worked up a sweat there. Whew. I'm okay though.
Okay, now what do you have to do now?
Now we're supposed to get our tickets,
Right.
and it'll show our reaction. It'll show our reaction time.
Most important is your ET.
What's that?
Lapse time. How long it took you
How
to
long
do the
it took
quarter
me
mile.
to?
Slow down because he's got to give you the ticket.
That was. Hi. Motorsport 2. 2. Thank you. Microphone. It's being taped while I'm doing this.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Am I in that camera too? You're on. All right.
19.42. 70 miles per hour.
Okay, now watch where you're driving.
It's not bad.
Obviously, Kim survived, and while she was recovering, Allison made her run to refamiliarize herself with the procedure.
After this, if one of them can handle it, they got a 10-second car to run. I don't know when they're going to run it, but they got one they can run.
Okay, now that we all completed our first run, it was back to tech for handicapping.
Well, Chris, what do you think? Did Kimmy do good?
She sure did.
Were you proud of her out there?
Definitely.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. Well, I'm trapped here. Let's all move forward a little bit. I'm caught. Kimmy, come on over here now. What do you think? Other than, oh my God.
It was fun, I admit that, but God, did I work up a sweat.
She was really sweating, folks. Allison, you're an old pro at this. What do you think? Are you ready for those faster cars?
I'm ready for a fast one, but I'm very disappointed with my reaction time.
Well, you're going to find out that your reaction time is very important in drag racing.
Sure is.
But I've got something I want to point out in a second. Well, what do you think, Joe? First time?
Oh, baby, let's go. I'm ready again.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
Okay, now the question I have is, and this is the most important question, what was your elapsed time? Now, again, we want to show our audience, you had the turbocharged version of the, what are these, Shadows and Sundances? What are they?
They're Chryslers. I have a Shadow.
And you have a
Sundance.
Okay, what was your, now you have the turbocharged Sundance.
Right.
Now, what was your elapsed time?
16.972.
16.972. Kimmy, what was your elapsed time?
19.424.
One thing you have to learn in motorsports, that no matter how good you are, no matter how good your reactions are, no matter how good of a driver you are, if you don't have the right tools, you can't beat the other guy. Have I got it right, Allison?
Exactly right.
Now, you got to be feeling real uncomfortable because, as a matter of fact, she dusted your MR2's time.
She got me. I was a 17.4.
Right. So we are going to, by the end of the day, first we're going to handicap you guys.
Kick her fanny.
Oh, well, we'll see what's going to happen. Wait just a minute now. We've got, if we can get this, once again, if you'd step right in here, your name again was?
My name is Steve.
Steve, we've got the girls' time slips. What are you going to do now?
All right, well, we go according to their times. What they've done, we want to put in a time that's a little bit below that time, because if they go faster than the time they put down, they're going to break out, which means they've gone quicker than what they say their car can do.
Right, to give our audience a little idea how this works, what we're going to do is handicap these vehicles so that, in theory, if they all made a perfect pass, they would all end up in a dead heat on every run, right?
Right.
Except that doesn't happen, and generally what people do is they'll fudge the time a little bit, and they'll end up getting pressed to the limit, and they'll break out.
Right.
So we want to make sure they don't break out, so you're going to look at their times and give them a little bit of fudging room?
That's right.
Okay, go right ahead. Okay. Girls, do you have any idea what we're talking about?
I got it, because
you know, because you did this before. Joe, do you know what we're talking about?
I think so. But could you explain it to me one more time?
Okay, we're going to handicap the cars because you obviously have the fastest car of the three.
Right.
And we're going to handicap all of them. The next time you go up to the line, the other girl is going to leave first. Your light is going to lag behind coming down. so that in theory, if you both do well, it'll end up a dead even race.
So because I went the fastest, does that mean my handicap is going to be the biggest?
No, your handicap will be the least.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Everybody get the idea?
Got it.
Okay, Chris, you're important here today too because you don't drive, so we can't have you doing this, but you know what I need from you?
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
With our cars properly handicapped, we went back to the line. This time, I was going to race Allison's MR2, and Bill was riding with me. Wait, that line we go up to, right? Those cones, as soon as I hit those cones, you just lift my foot up.
Gotta go up the stage now. Remember, the first light is a pre-stage, then just finish it up till both top 2 rows are on. Really concentrate. You got you real bad off the line, you better leave your foot in it.
My reaction time was horrible! She's beating me!
Leave your foot in it.
A perfect example of how a faster car can still lose at a drag race. Let's listen to Jo DeMarco on the return road.
You know what? I was staring at that
You know what you did?
green light.
Yes, you watched her, and you watched her lights instead of watching your own.
Can we try this one more time?
You see, having the fastest car doesn't always mean you win. She absolutely nailed you on the lights.
I was sitting there watching her lights. I don't believe what a... Oh.
Well, maybe she got a red light. We'll see.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you? Sounds gorgeous.
She won.
What was your ET? What was your elapsed time?
17,355.
Your elapsed time?
Yeah.
Oh boy, were you slow.
God. Reaction time. Oh my God. Oh wait. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. I'm embarrassed.
Racing will do that for you.
This is an absolute joke. My reaction time 1.117. Do you believe that?
Wow.
Do you believe that? And Allison's reaction time was 0.359.
That's where she nailed you.
Now it was time for my second run, this time by myself.
Now there's a perfect example of how you can lose at a drag strip by going too fast. Let's see if we can figure out what happened.
Riding down the automobile.
All right, Christine, what do you think the girls learned on this run? Very important in drag racing.
Well, perhaps breaking out.
Well, breaking out is one thing, but there's even a more important lesson here, and look who is coming over gloating. Now, what?
As usual.
Allison, you're gloating.
I won.
Well, wait just a minute. Wait.
There's going to be no living with her.
But did you learn a very important lesson in drag racing?
Yes, I did. I learned when you snooze, you lose, and I snoozed and I lost, and Allison won. Although, even though my reaction time was extremely poor, I can't imagine why.
Okay.
She didn't beat me by very much at all. So that means that my car is the kick-ass car.
Okay, now wait just a minute. The thing that I want everyone to understand is that it is possible in a drag race to have a quicker elapsed time, indicating you have the faster car and still lose the race. Now, have you got your slip?
Yes.
Okay, what is your elapsed time? The elapsed time, forget about for a minute who won and who lost, your elapsed time.
My elapsed time was 17.355.
Okay, 17:355. Allison, what was yours?
17.374.
So she was actually quicker than you were. Now,
But Bill, real quickly.
Now, what was the difference?
I may be an Olympic swimmer, and she may be faster than me, but if she does a bad job, I'm going to beat her.
That's exactly what happens is, now take a look at the reaction time. What was your reaction time? Now, this is the amount of time that elapses after you get the green light until you go.
Embarrassingly, my reaction time was 1.117.
Well over a second.
I know. That's,
What happened?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me you were in the car?
I was taping. I couldn't see you through the viewfinder.
I don't know.
She's going to give me every excuse. Bill was talking to me. I was looking at your lights. I did this. I did that. I did. The fact of the matter is.
What was your?
I won.
What was your reaction time?
I was 0.359.
Okay,
So a third of a
let me see
second.
now. Where are we at? Okay, 0.359. Now that's an excellent reaction time. Now let me just go over
Make
here.
the point though of okay, even though my reaction time was so very poor, she beat me by a hair.
Right, but do keep in mind in motorsport, there's only two things: winning and losing. no, wait just a minute,
We have
Kimmy.
a whole new thing here with
Yeah,
Kim.
wait, say it again, Chris.
There's a whole new thing in the game here now with Kim.
A whole new lesson for Kim, and Kimmy, step forward here just a little bit. Now, what did you learn?
Well, my reaction time was better and I went too fast.
Exactly. Now, you did what's called breaking out. Now, what was your elapsed time?
18.945.
Okay, and what we dialed in for you was what?
19.0.
We dialed in 19 flat. We didn't really figure you could beat 19 flat, and
Neither did I.
and you actually turned in a real good run. I think you should be pretty pleased with yourself.
I am.
reaction, too.
I
Yeah,
feel
and a real nice reaction time too. Now, Allison, we're going to have these two guys run each other again, but are you ready to step up a notch in performance?
I'm ready.
Come on down here. Girls, everybody, let's go down here and see what she's going to do now. All the way down here. These poor guys. Go ahead, girls. Ladies first. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Okay, guys. We have the PRIOLA brothers here again. Guys, you've been watching them. What do you think?
Yeah, they're doing real good for the first time out. Very impressive.
Okay.
Better every time.
Reaction times are getting better. Plus, they seem to be understanding the procedure better. Kimmy, what do you think now? This is all new to you, and you were very nervous today. Are you afraid now to go up there?
No, I feel better now.
Exactly. You give it a try and get comfortable with what's going on, and once the people up there know that you're new, they'll take you very slowly and try to help you along. Now, whose car is this?
This is Mike's, brother Mike.
This is the brother we can't get on camera.
I don't know where he's at right now. I don't have any.
He's one of these guys that every time he sees the camera, he's over here or over there, but he's never where the camera is. Have I got it right?
That's true.
Okay, he's a little camera shy?
I don't think I've even seen a picture of him.
Okay, but he is willing to let her take his car.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and what have we turned with this car?
I think the last time you ever ran it was 1450.
1450. So the car is capable of 1450. So Allison, she should be able to get into the 14s then. Maybe not much into them. She should be able to get into the 14s.
14s is not bad for a tow car. He tows his race car with it.
Not bad at all. Now, Allison, are you ready?
Yes, I'm excited.
You remember, if you can do this one, we got some real fast cars for you, right, guys?
Right.
That's when the butterflies are going to start building in there.
Okay, well, I'm going to ride with you this time, Allison.
No talking to me. She claimed, and I don't know if this is right, that you talked to her the whole time and threw her off. I said, I know Bill too much. He didn't talk. He had everything focused.
I didn't say that.
This is going to be a long ride home, folks, that's for sure. Okay, guys, all of you together.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back. Okay, Allison, you beat the fastest car. But now, let's see how you do with something with a lot more power.
I'm a nervous wreck. And Bill, I'm telling you right now, you keep talking to me through this, I'm going to have to beat you up really bad because I'm very nervous.
You drive around the water.
Yes.
As you're coming up the hill, hit it a little bit to clear the dust off the tires. And then when the lights are coming down, when you're going to leave, just roll into the throttle and it'll go straight as an arrow.
You got it, babe. The hell? I don't know how I let you talk me into this stuff.
15:21 at 88 miles per hour. That's a lot faster than my car. Speaking of my car, even though it was the slowest of the 3 we girls brought, watch as we show you another way to win at the drag strip.
Alright, here we go on the Sundance against the Shadow, the better reaction time going to the Shadow is Sundance. He'll be right back. Jo DeMarco, he couldn't wait for the lights to come down. So your winner goes to Kim Donahue.
I can't believe I figured out another way to lose. First it was slow reaction time, now it was leaving too early. This sport is fun, but harder than it looks.
Well, Chris, you got to be getting a little bit tired of this. You never get to drive or anything or participate in this stuff.
Not at all. Nobody's breaking my arms. If I wanted to learn how to drive, I could learn how, and then I could come out here and participate.
But you did say that maybe you're going to do the quad thing.
Definitely.
You want to do the
That's
quad
enough
thing?
weenie stuff.
Okay. Step over here now. The other side. Okay. What did we learn this time, Joe?
We learned that Joe doesn't pay attention to the lights very well. That's what we learned, because my reaction time was, again, very poor. What's the expression? I went too fast.
You red-lighted.
I red-lighted. I started too fast.
Yeah, but you didn't start too fast just a little bit. You started too fast a lot, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I figured this way I'd even it out. Last time I started too slow. You know, it was about the same.
Yeah, it was over a second too quick. She started too quick. Let me step down here and talk to Kimmy. Kimmy, what did you learn on this run?
I don't pity her at all.
You learned that you could win, right?
I won! I'm very happy.
Kim learned you can win by default.
Well, exactly right. If the other person is so concerned that they're scared to death of the person they're racing, and they get all excited and they red light, you beat them.
Of course, if she wasn't looking at my lights, she could have had a chance because I had a handicap.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me could have had a chance. You know there's no way. You're lucky you had a chance. Because you can't beat my car.
Now, Kimmy, what did you turn this time? What was your elapsed time?
18.997.
So again, you're under the 19 that we dialed you in on.
Right.
Well, doesn't that give you a breakout?
It does, but a win.
Yeah, breakout, but I beat her
because you both fouled actually.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I fouled big time. She found a wee little bit.
Okay. And by the way, just so our audience knows, Kimmy, that your car is turning consistently right around about 71, 72 miles an hour consistently, and your car is running up to 80 miles an hour on this pass.
Yeah. She was pretty upset that I beat her.
I think Kim is sandbagging here.
Yeah, I think Kimmy said no. What I wanted Kimmy to find out was no matter how much you wanted to win, and I know you did, you didn't have the tools for it. You can't.
I know. I knew the only way I could win was by default, and I was going red light. Please make her red light. She did.
Now let me ask you this: are you enjoying this?
Oh, I love it now. I'm having a great time.
No more nervousness?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, Allison, big time, Allison. Big time AD, Alison Damore.
Wasn't I pretty good?
What did you learn out there?
Well, I learned the faster the better. I like them fast.
You did. As a matter of fact, I was in the car with you because I was trying to tape it and we didn't get it, but you...
To the pedal to the metal.
And we're actually urging the car on to go quicker.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to go faster.
Okay,
it
what'd
was
you turn?
Great. I ended up turning a 15.216. So.
15:21 at 88 miles an hour.
Right, and the gentleman who let me use the car said that he thought it would be like closer to a 14.50 with the way I left and the way the car runs. But he did say the extra weight with you and the equipment, and he does have some weight on the back so that the car wouldn't spin out on me. So he said I probably could have got it quicker without the extra sack in there.
Thank you. Let's get them in right now. Dan, come on in here, please. You guys, poor guys, have to have your hearts in your mouth. How'd she do?
Real good. I thought it was excellent.
But her time wasn't really as quick as I think it should have been.
Yeah.
Because it felt like a good run all the way. She hit the lights good.
The car should have ran in the 14s, we thought. Mike put about 200 pounds worth of ballast in the trunk so it wouldn't wheel spin on Allison, so maybe we slowed it down that way.
I think you did because I weigh 200 pounds, so you add in that's 400 pounds. Sure, hold on a second. Chris has got a question. Yes, Chris.
Dan, when you race this car, does the car have street tires on it or slicks? And also, do you do a burnout, which Allison didn't do, and is that what the difference is?
Yeah, although it left real hard, it wasn't spinning the wheels. That really wasn't the problem, but go ahead.
This car, the last time it was raced out here, did not have slicks on it, and the headers weren't open, and it really didn't wheel spin that much, and I believe it ran a 1480.
Okay, it must have been the 400 pounds that we had, my weight and the ballast.
It should, well, each 100 pounds is normally a tenth.
Okay, so that would pretty much explain it. Yeah, that 4/10, that'd pretty much explain it. Now, what do you think? Is she ready to take the next step up in the PRIOLA arsenal?
She looked cold as ice. I think she could do it.
I think, yeah, she was cold as ice. I was there. If we can get them to bring the car on down here now. What do you think? What do you think, Allison?
Now the butterflies are beginning.
Yeah, this one is a whole lot stronger. Chuck, if you can come over here, and I'm going to try to bring everybody over here. Okay, now what is this car capable of turning?
Well, the best time I've ever ran with it was 1168. Today, the best time was 1181. So who knows what it could do.
So it is possible she should maybe get into the 12s?
Oh, easily.
Allison?
Brave soul. You're a brave soul.
We'll see. I'm not sure, Allison. Quite frankly, I'm not sure that you'll run all the way down.
You know what though? You did say that in the 14th second, Bill. I think I even at the end I recall a couple panicked words going, "Ellison, slow down, slow down, Ellison, slow down, Ellison."
Well, and again, the audience should know that the shutdown area is always the same, and the faster your pass is, the more you have to realize that you've got a problem. You're gonna have a problem slowing down. Have I got it right?
That's right.
Okay, you've already explained all this.
Oh yeah, we've already went for a ride.
Okay, well you can handle it.
We'll try. Well, the ride was up the into the parking lot. It wasn't full-fledged going.
Okay, let's have the big winner tell the camera.
Hey, don't go away, folks. We'll be right back. In drag racing, it takes more than just a fast car to win, as we've demonstrated. But when it comes to going faster and quicker, it takes power. Let's watch as Allison in the PRIOLA's 11-second blue Chevelle takes on Jo DeMarco as she tries her hand in the 14-second Chevelle. I've got to give Allison credit. That was an awfully fast car to drive. Meanwhile, I was working on improving my reaction times.
Kim seems to be getting really good on the lights, but I've got to tell you that nothing beats more power.
Christine, I think Allison just learned a real valuable lesson.
But I'm really impressed, though.
I really am impressed too. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'm really impressed with. I'm impressed with the fact that she knew when it was time to get out of it and not just have her ego going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's and Joe, come on over here too. Step right in here and okay. Allison, be right back to you.
Oh my God.
Allison, what?
Oh my God. It was so incredible. I gave it the gas off the beginning and I started flying. It was awesome. Then the fishtail started and I chickened out. I was a wimp, Bill.
No, you did lift several times. However, I don't call that being a wimp. 11-second cars are not toys.
And I did it in 13.3. That was not bad even for being a wimp.
Well, 13.3 is pretty bad in an 11-second car, but that's not the point. but that's not the point that I want to make.
Thanks.
The point I want to make is that it is a wise person when they get into something like this, because this is serious and motorsport can bite you real hard. So if you're not ready for something, you do lift and come back another day to learn.
Off, and then once I got straight again, took off again, started going nice, and it started fishing again. And then I'm just like, keep it in second and just make it cross that line. I got nervous.
Let me talk to Kimmy now. Kimmy, what did you learn?
I slowed down.
Yeah, you went a little bit
I got
slow.
better on the reaction time.
But your reaction time is even better. You really nailed this one. You were really getting good at this.
I got a .268 reaction time.
.2. Now, has anybody gotten a quicker one than that? .268?
Not today.
Not today. I think that's the best of the day. Now, let me talk to Joe here. Joe, you wanted to get out of your car and get into the one that Allison vacated.
That was incredible.
And what did you turn? What was the ET?
15.205.
Okay, so you went 1520 at 88 miles an hour. Now, how did it feel compared to driving your car?
It felt like the takeoff on an airplane. I mean, it was just incredible. Just the rush, the surge of power, and my car doesn't even compare.
No, it's not even a comparable car.
No.
Now, part of what we're trying to do here today is to help the public understand when people that are into drag racing start talking about things like, well, it's a 14-second car, it's a 12-second car, it's a 10-second car. Does it make a little more sense to you now what they're talking about?
It does. I don't remember if this was a 14 or 15-second car, but they said it did real well.
Well, this car is normally a 14-second car?
14, yeah, mid-14s.
Yeah, it'll run mid-14s, and you ran what with it? 15.2? That's not terrible.
No, for the first time, she's never drove the car before.
Explain. You'll explain it better than I will.
Okay, well, I can see that the 60-foot time's a little down, so she probably didn't heat the tires, and it might have had some tire spin off the starting line.
When you say heat the tires, do you mean
do the burnout?
The burnout. No, we didn't do that.
No, I had them drive around the water.
Well, the car has a 402 big block, and big blocks have more torque than the small blocks, and they tend to spin the tires, especially street tires. I'm surprised it even hooked at all.
So that's not bad at all?
No, not at all.
Okay, now I want to introduce the next player in the game. If we can get Dan to come in here now.
Can I make a suggestion? Can you please let them do a burnout? That's why I was fishtailing. I want a burnout on it before I get
Well, let's first find out if they want to let you drive this thing now, because if you think this is serious, this is even more serious now.
I'm willing to back out of it.
Come on out, Dan. Your foot slipped? Now, this is a little bit more of a project here. Come on out, Dan. First of all, you've watched the proceedings. You've watched what's going on. How are they doing?
Real good. Fantastic.
Oh, I want to ask you guys. Am I right when I say anybody can drag race? Anybody can do this? You agree?
Anyone can do it. It just depends on how good they want to do it.
And how quick they want to start running, right?
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Joe?
I agree. Anybody could do it.
Anybody can do this.
She took my car that runs 1180s, never took it out of second gear, went 1330 with it. That's pretty impressive.
It's very, very impressive.
Lower mile an hour than we went with Joe in the Chevelle.
Say that again?
Allison went 87 miles an hour,
Right.
1330.
Which indicates what?
She lifted big time.
Right. It means Allison got way out of it and Joe stayed into it the whole time, right?
Yep, and she just dusted us.
Okay, now I want the audience to understand something here. We've been dealing with a 14-second car and now an 11-second car, and that sounds like there's a tremendous difference. It's obvious from 14 to 11, and there is a tremendous difference. But there's probably even a bigger difference when you go from an 11-second car to a 10-second car. Doesn't sound like a lot, only 1 second, but now the numbers are getting so compressed, you're talking about 10% quicker car, right?
Yeah, it really, to get there, it's a big deal, I'll tell you that.
It really is. It's a, say, wait a minute.
You got to really open your wallet to get from there to there.
Yeah, you really do. And how much do you open the wallet to get to the nines?
That I don't think my wife's ever going to let me do. I don't know.
We don't own that type of wallet.
Say it again for the mic.
We don't own that type of wallet.
Okay, the idea, girls, is that's what I want you to understand. I want our audience to understand this jargon, this lingo. When we talk 9-second car, 10-second car, 11, we are talking significantly more powerful cars. Now, here's the question. What do you think? You going to let Alice make a pass in that 10-second car?
Sure.
Really?
Yep, I'll do it.
Allison?
Allison's going to handle it. I want a burnout to make me stick.
Okay, we'll have Dan do the burnout for you then.
No problem.
That made you nervous?
Yeah, I just felt like he said that it will fishtail a little bit, which I wasn't aware of in the first place. But I really do think if it would have stuck, I could have maybe not have gone that much quicker, but I think I could have.
Okay, now I got the real shocker for you, folks. Kim Donahue wants to drive the 14-second car. The girl that I almost was afraid she wasn't going to show up today. She was so scared of it. You're willing to drive the other one?
I I haven't raced Allison at all today because I've been driving my car. I know she's going to beat me, but I have to race against her.
You want to try that?
I feel the need for speed.
Okay. Girls, everybody together?
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Allison gets her wish as Dan does the burnout for her. Okay, this is it. Alison Damore in the famous Dan PRIOLA 10-second Camaro against Joe PRIOLA in his 11-second Chevelle.
Okay, here comes Mr. PRIOLA's car, I believe, the Camaro. Alison Damore, he's doing the driving, however. 10-second pass, he's moving the main. Talking to all the people that are standing right over here by the tower. You guys should belong on the other side of the fence. We're wandering over here. Wow, Chevelle looks like it has better got the better time, but check out Allison. Not bad, 12:46, 106.96. First time she's been in a 10-second.
I've got to give her credit. That's fast. Now, watch as Kim tries her hand in the 14-second tow car against me in my turbocharged Sundance.
Well, there goes Jo DeMarco. He gets off first. But here comes that Chevelle, catching her right at the 3:30 mark. That's being driven by Kim Donahue. All part of Motorsports. And they were just trying to get a story here to see what it's like to be racing down a quarter mile. Hey, not bad. 15:67.86.60.
I did it! I won and it was fun. What a great day. Let's go back to see what Allison's reaction was.
Well, Christine, I'm not sure if we really learned a great deal on this particular run, but I think everybody had a great time. And were you proud of Allison or what?
It was awesome.
It was absolutely awesome. Let's get all the girls over here. First of all, our own little Kimmy, our own little Kim Donahue, went out in the big bad Chevelle, and what did you turn?
15.6.
At what speed?
86 miles an hour.
And what did you think?
Oh my God, it was great.
Now, do you understand the difference between a 15-second car and a 20-second car?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Allison, talk to me.
Absolutely. Wow. Did it. It was awesome.
What did you turn?
I turned at 12.4.
12.4 at what speed?
Ended up with 106.96.
Okay, tell our audience what a 12... Now, this is actually a 10-second car. We've got to say, but tell us what a 12-second car is like.
You cannot believe... You know, you get in a car and you shoot down there. Yahoo, yahoo, yahoo. This, the minute the light, the green, the yellow, third yellow went, I floored it. The power behind it had me plastered against the back of the seat. It's like that wind here. And then I started going. I got a little nervous, so I eased into it a little.
You did pedal it a little bit.
A little bit right off the beginning, and then once I got into it, man, every time I went into gear, just that whole throwback. Oh, awesome. I said, now I want to try it again now that I know what it felt like. I bet you I could get a 12.
You think Alison Damore isn't competitive? Now, Jo DeMarco?
Yes.
What did you think? I want to tell our audience first that Jo DeMarco, when we were setting up this show, she's fairly new with us. Regular viewers know it's only my third or fourth show, something like that. Right. And when I told her she was going to do this, she did not know what a drag race was. So I gave her the tape from when Allison and Kim Carlson drag raced at the beginning of the year. That's your first exposure to drag racing.
Absolutely, and you created a monster build because I just want more. I want to drive all these cars and go faster and faster each time.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun, and it's not dangerous at all. I mean,
that's the point. This is something no one really has to fear. It can be a great deal of fun and not be dangerous.
Absolutely. If I could do it, anybody could do it.
Exactly.
Well, we have to thank the brothers for letting us use
Are you right? Guys, come on in here. The PRIOLA brothers.
Goodness.
There we go. Give them a hand. That's great. Okay.
They're daring.
No, don't run away. Guys, you guys are a big hit. Once again, we've got Dan PRIOLA. Dan, we're indebted to you.
No problem. This was a gas, man. I loved it.
Okay, they didn't hurt your cars?
No way. As you say, if we can't break it, how are they going to break it?
Well, that's kind of what I always say. I always just do the same thing with my racing coat. I put lots of people in it because I always say you can't hurt it any more than I do, you know?
I was in the fire coat, though. That I'm thinking, oh, he's got a lot of confidence in me.
So that means there's no excuse for my wife Rita to drive this car
Rita,
now, huh?
you're out. Come on.
What'd you think? They do all right?
They did great. Real
Okay, and we're apparently not going to get the other PRIOLA brother on, right?
Not yet. I haven't seen him around.
Every time the camera comes out, he takes off for the hills.
Yep.
Okay, listen, guys, again, I hope this has helped our audience understand. First and foremost, I want the audience to understand drag racing is for everybody. Anybody can do it, all the way from Kimmy's little car that runs in the 18s, all the way up to cars that run in the 10 seconds or in the 5-second bracket for that matter.
This is 5 seconds.
This is a sport. This is a sport for everyone, and everyone really ought to participate. So I don't know how else to convince you. It's a gas, agreed?
Absolutely.
I love it.
I'm excited.
Chris, don't you wish you hadn't done it now?
No.
Yeah, you still don't want to drive.
I love watching them, and I give them credit for what they did, and I'm really impressed.
Did you think Alison would run in the 12s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really something. Okay, we have got to fly. We're all out of time. So girls, everybody crowd up together. Get up there together.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Now that looks like something that I'd like to try. Unfortunately, Bill says that with my legs, nobody would loan me a car. We're almost out of time and still have to acknowledge the work of our award-winning production team, including Chuck Itzenthaler, Mike Sabatino, Tom McGrady, and John Papke. Special thanks to JBTV's Jerry Bryant. Music is created for us by Fireside Recording Studio in Westchester, Illinois, and independent artists Roger Pauley and Jerry Herbert. Of course, Motorsports Unlimited wouldn't be the hottest show on television without our stars. Jo DeMarco, Kim Donahue, Alison Damore, Chris Schutz, and our host, Bill Wildt. Me, I'm Paul Schultz, reminding you one more time, drag racing is for everybody. And while most motorsport is weekends only, drag racing is almost every day. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching.
When you were really getting good at this.
I got a .268 reaction time.
.2 now, is it?
This program made possible in part by support from ABC Auto Parts, located on Ashland Avenue at 138th Street in Blue Island, Illinois.
Motorsports Unlimited is produced by Bill Wildt, president of the Motorsport Advancement Crusade.
This program made possible in part by support from Jimmy's Red Hots, located on Grand Avenue and Pulaski Road in Chicago.
Motorsports Unlimited was created to raise public consciousness, understanding, and appreciation of the motorsport community and their activities. You can contact us by email at msutv.com or email us directly at msutv@aol.com. We enjoy hearing from our audience and encourage you to let us know what you think.
So that's it, another edition of Motorsports Unlimited and the lovely ladies of motorsports. And be with us next week because we'll have something real exciting. Bill Wildt's going to have the lovely ladies, and just about anything can happen right here on Motorsports Unlimited. Every week at this time, we bring you the best in motorsports. So be seeing ya. Bye-bye. And keep on rocking.